Hello everybody, and I want to welcome everyone to another episode of the Booze Geek. My name is Chuck, I am your host, and on today's episode we are going to be tasting and reviewing another beer from Sierra Nevada Brewing. So, this beer is the Purple Can, the Big Little Thing. And what is the Big Little Thing? Well, the Big Little Thing is an Imperial IPA. So this Big Little Thing clocks in at a Big Little Thing, 9% ABV, and it's got an IBU of 45, and it's made with 7 different types of hops, and those hops are, starting with the 4 C's, Cascade, Chinook, Columbus, and Crystal, and then rounding it out with the last 3, Idaho 7, Magnum, and Mosaic. So, let's get the fun started and let's see what the Big Little Thing is all about. What's it about? What's the Big Little Thing all about? It's like a big little secret. What's the Big Little Secret about? Or the Little Big? No, the Big Little Secret. Not the Little Big, the Big Little. What's it about? I don't know, but here we go. I'm going to shut up and I'm going to open the can. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Ooh, just a little bit of tiny smoke coming out of there. Let me grab my glass. We'll get a nice pour. And I'm dripping over the side here, but that's okay. That does happen from time to time. We'll clean that up later. Ooh. Well, interesting color. Actually, it's a nice color. It's got that dark gold and honeycomb, that gold, golden gold, we'll say that. Pretty big head of foam, though. We have a 2-finger veil of white carbonation. You know what I have noticed, though? I do like the color on this beer, but comparing it to some of the other Sierra Nevada beers that they're calling their hazy beers, it looks almost the same. I mean, yeah, it's pretty similar. There was another beer I reviewed, their Fantastic Haze, and the color is very similar to that one, but that's supposed to be a hazy. So if you haven't checked out that review, please feel free to go back and watch that one. But nice color, and it's not a hazy, but it's a nice color. So let's give this a swirl, and we will give this a nose. Here we go. Ooh. Well, first impressions, Big Little Thing. Aroma-wise, this one's, the dankiness is coming through the most. Yeah, it's very dank. It's earthy. There's some vegetation coming through. A mustiness. I know sometimes mustiness is good, sometimes it's bad. This one I'll reserve till after I taste it. But yeah, there's that mustiness coming through. And a little bit doughy, a little doughiness. Maybe one more little nose here. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. So we got that dankness, that mustiness, that little earthiness, vegetation, a little doughy, but let's give this a sip. Here we go. Sip number 1. Well, okay. Well, first and foremost, this is a full-bodied beer. It's an Imperial, so it's full-bodied. And I'm going to give it one more sip before I give it my evaluation. Okay, well, that mustiness is really coming through. It's got a musty flavor to it to match the musty odor. Some of that dankness is coming through. That vegetation is coming through. I mean, this is really it's an earthy beer. And there is, yeah, it's rounded out by that doughiness, but on the back end, there is a really, really, really bitter aftertaste lingering on the back of my throat and the back end of this. It's finishing off with that bitterness. Give me another sip here. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, and the bitterness is not complimentary at all. I mean, it's not really complimenting any of the other flavors. And the other flavors, I mean, are not really complimenting themselves either, because it's just kind of earth, must. But it's all like, I don't know. I mean, I wish there was some kind of sweetness kind of to balance it out, but it's not. Yeah, this is an interesting one. It just seems to me it's one of the things. I'm not sure if they had a direction on this beer, but I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. But it's one of those things. It's. I'm giving another sip. I'm gonna be quiet for a second. Give it another sip. Yeah, it's too musty for me. It's too. I like the dankness, but this one goes overboard. It's just, when you're taking the dank and throwing the mustiness on top of it, earthiness on top of it, and and there's nothing to balance any of that, earthiness and vegetation out. I'd like a little bit of sweetness in here, and there's just not. I'm only gonna give this one. I'm going to give this one only a 4.5 on the pintometer. I mean, this one's definitely not for me. I do recommend everyone to go out and grab a 6-pack and, give it their own review and give it an own opinion, because a lot of people may like this beer, but this one's just personally not for me. I don't know what the idea was behind this beer. But in any event, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to take one more sip because that'll shut me up. Always does. And on that note, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And as always, you can follow me at the websites, which are www.pubshaveapinton.com, or at the blog, which is www.pubshaveapinton.blogspot.com. And if you're all new to the channel, please give us a thumbs up. Definitely hit the subscribe button, because we always appreciate that. And maybe leave a comment down below. And on that token, we will see y'all in the next episode. So as always, raise a pint, cheers, PROST, and enjoy.